Hi, howdy, hey. Today we're working on the Chevy van. Been working real hard on the Willys Jeep, but I gotta get back on this van. I don't have a lot of big things to do, but I got a lot of little things that I have to wrap up. One of those things is this side door. It had a big crease in the door, which I fixed last summer. And I didn't know what I was going to get into fixing that, so I never finished the inside of the door or put the door seal on. So we're going to start with that. Should be pretty easy. Let's get into it. As you can see, there's paneling on the inside of the van. If you get over to this door, there's nothing but metal. And I had a piece of paneling left over from doing the rest of the van to put on the door. And I'd like to try to insulate the door a little bit before I put it on. So I saved a piece of cardboard that I'm going to use for a template. I'll trace out the door, get everything cut out, like the door handle and the lock, and I think that's about it really. For the most part, it's just a big square, but it does have a couple of spots that, like right here where it jumps in a little bit, and up here where the door hooks on, we're gonna have to go around that too. So I'll go ahead and get the handle and stuff taken off of this, start making a template, and get that paneling cut. Since I've got stuff apart and opened up, I'm gonna go ahead and lubricate some stuff while I can get to it. Who knows when the next time it'll see daylight. I'm doing a horrible job getting oil everywhere. I'm gonna put the camera down and do this better. I think I'm also gonna take this seat out so I got more room to work. Got the template made. Took a couple tries. That's why I did it with cardboard first. So now I'm going to mark it out on the paneling. We're running the paneling a different direction than what I did on the walls. I think it'll look more like a barn door that way. Plus that's the only way that this piece is big enough. I'm going to get this marked out, cut, make some holes in it, and then test fit it. Alright, I got it cut. As long as those holes line up, or at least are close, I should be good. Before I try it, I'm going to go ahead and sand the edges and go over them with the black marker to give it just a little more of a finished look. And I want to insulate the door before I do the final installation. I have the paneling cut for the door. I haven't test fit it yet. Hopefully it fits right. But before I put it on, I want to insulate the door best I can. Not going to get as much insulation in there as I thought I could. There's a piece of metal that runs across the door right here, so you can only get down to that part. Bottom you can't do anything with. But I'm more worried about the top because that's what the sun's going to hit. So I got some 1/2-inch foam because it'll slide down into this slot. So I've got a piece cut right here. Goes around the door handle there. Stick that in, glue it, stick it in there. Another piece cut for there. Then I've got 2 little pieces for up here at the top. Get them glued in, and then I'm just going to run 1 piece over all of those pieces. And that's probably about the best I can insulate it. But it'll be better than nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and start sticking those pieces on there, and then I can finally get the inside of this door covered up. Make it match the rest. Okay, so I got the next layer of foam on. Put a few self-tappers in there to help hold it in place. Got some glue in the back too. I want to make sure I got that in there real good. I had a van a few years ago. If you drive down a bumpy road, it just squeak like crazy from all the foam inside the walls rattling around. So we don't want that. It's surprising how much quieter the door is now with that little bit of foam added to it. It used to sound like a car crash when you shut it. So next I'll put the paneling in and it should start coming together. Done putting the paneling on the door. Can't believe how much more quiet it is. Looks pretty good too. The only issue I'm having with the thickness of the paneling on here is now that the handle hits the body back here. So I'm either going to have to cut around this so it can sink in farther, or put a stop at the back of the door to keep it from going that far. Shouldn't be too hard of a fix though. Okay, so I dug out the door seal. Had that for a while now. Just been waiting for the door to be done so I can put it on and call it good. So this will be the last door seal. Check that off the list. One more thing done. Okay, I got the side doors all taken care of. New seal on it. Only thing I gotta do is adjust that one handle a little bit. That'll be good to go. Next thing I need to work on is up in the front. Last fall I put a new carburetor on here and I never really finished it. I got it to run and then I jumped on something else. I'd like to start driving this thing again. I was doing some research on this carburetor and people say that they like to run at 5 to 5.5 PSI fuel pressure. Never had that issue before, but it has this line on it. It already has a hole for a fuel pressure gauge. So I already pulled the plug out of it and I got this gauge. Since it's in a van, I've got a few pipe fittings so I can make it so I could actually see it, and we're gonna put this on, check the fuel pressure, hopefully get it dialed in a little better, see if I need to put a fuel pressure regulator on it. I have one just in case. I actually have a couple of them, so that's not an issue. Hopefully it doesn't need it because I'll have to run the fuel line clear out around here to fit it in there. Alright, I will go ahead and get this gauge put in and then we'll see what we're doing from there. Alright, I got the fuel gauge on there. Time to start it up, see if it leaks, see what kind of pressure we got. Well, as you can see, it's a little high on the fuel pressure, so I'm definitely going to have to put a regulator on it. So far no leaks, so that's good. Also have a vacuum gauge hooked up. Could use a little more vacuum pull, I think. Try to adjust it in once it warms up a little bit. I couldn't get it tuned in very good with the vacuum gauge. I suspected that there was a vacuum leak somewhere. I just used a little brake clean, was spraying around the carburetor. Yeah, it's got a vacuum leak. It's that stupid Spectre carb adapter. Make sure I take that off and throw it in the trash where it belongs. Find something else to put on there that actually works right. So I guess I need to change the carburetor adapter and add a fuel pressure regulator. What else can we look at? I got an idea. When I put this van together, I used a heater box from a 94 GMC van because I wanted to put air conditioning in here, and the blower fan has never worked since. I didn't know if it worked before or because the van that I took it out of didn't run. I just ran a jumper wire. It does come on, so it's nothing easy. I might have to just start going through the wiring, figure it out. I think I'll work on that next. Hopefully it's just like a relay or something. Well, I have power coming over to it. Can't find any power coming out anywhere else. Maybe it's just this. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling all this tape off and figuring out what wires go where. I'll work from there, I guess. Well, I'm glad I pulled the tape off the wires. I found a split in the wire right there. Nice to find that now. Next I'll probably open up the dash, go to with the switch. I think I might have to look up a wiring diagram to figure it out. See what the signal wire is for this relay, and it's going to take a little more work than just changing the blower motor, because that's not it. But I'm sure I can figure it out. So hopefully I get back on this next weekend. Go pick up some parts this week, and that'll give me time to look up a wiring diagram for this. It's out of a 94 GMC van. I don't have any manuals or anything that go up that high. So I need to go ahead and close everything up for this weekend, get all my tools cleaned up. And I think that's it for the van now. Well, you didn't think I was just going to end the video like that, did you? Hell no. I know somebody's curious about this Jeep. I haven't been able to do a lot on it, but I've been picking away at it, trying to figure stuff out. Got the steering box in its stock location. Means I won't be able to run the headers if I leave it there. So I've got some exhaust manifolds drug out. I'm going to try some of those. I'll do a video on everything I'm doing with this. Maybe next week. Come back and check it out. Did one more thing on the van. I took out the alternator. Ever since I had the van, I've had that alternator in it. I've always had a squeal when it first starts. I've already changed the power steering pump and the water pump. I even changed the bearing in that alternator. So I'm going to take it in, have it tested, and we'll go from there on that. Hopefully I can work on some stuff next weekend on the van. Get some more stuff wrapped up. So back to the Jeep. Here we are. It's coming along, slow but sure. Well, if you have any questions or comments, let me hear them. Put them in the comments. Appreciate any kind of likes. That'd be cool. If you're not subscribed yet, you should probably subscribe. It'd really help me out growing my channel, which means I can do more projects like this. Well, thanks for coming to hang out in Carburetor Spring, Colorado at Van Gogh Garage. Thanks for watching. Bye.